Give me a second here. I might have to go text her. There she, okay, go live, add. Let's see. Oh, you cried at the end. Okay, there, somebody said she's on. Yes, I'm just waiting for her to accept the invite. There she is. Hello.
Hi. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I was like, I know it always gets super confusing when you're doing these live things on how to get people on. So, hi, welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. So I just wanted, we're just going to chat for a few minutes. I just wanted to be able to share with everybody your story, your journey. I think it's so powerful when they get to not just hear me, the trainer, say, you should do this program. It'll help you lose weight, but to actually hear from somebody who's done it and experienced it. Awesome. My dog's barking because my assistant just showed up. Buddy, no. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Oh my God, you guys, this is turning into a complete shit show. Buddy, come on. Give me 1 second and we'll, like, literally my whole house just turned into chaos. I'm totally going to edit this video down. You guys bear with me. Let me put him away so he doesn't bark. Get in there. Good boy. Okay. You've already gotten into trouble today twice. All right. I'm back. We're going to take two now that we have you and me on and the dog is quiet. So.
I get it. I have pets. I was worried about mine coming to bug me too.
I should have thought about that, but like my house turned into Grand Central Station right as I went live, and I was like, what do I do? Okay, so I guess how long have you been on your journey with Beachbody? Let's start there.
Okay, so I started March 7th, 2016. So it's been over 3 years now.
Great.
And okay.
And no, it's okay. Where were you at? So where were you at? Like where were you at in your journey? How were you feeling? Where were you at weight wise? What made you decide to start using Beachbody programs?
Yeah, so I just had my third child. I think it was 2007. But after that, I found myself at the heaviest I had ever been. So I'm not quite 5 feet tall. And so I was over 250 pounds. And what led me to begin to start doing a journey is I had a really horrible health scare and just some surmountable health issues. And the tipping point was ending up in the hospital thinking that I was having a heart attack. I literally was in the hospital. They're like, everything's pointing to a heart attack. I remember that day so clearly, laying on this table, getting a heart cath and hearing my weight, being naked. It was so vulnerable that moment, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to die, and just going through that. And then after the doctor came out and said, you know what, there's absolutely no damage to your heart. This is your second chance at life. And that was literally my wake-up call. And for the year after that, this was like 2013, I think. No, 2014. Okay. For a year after that, I tried their low salt, low fat diet. I tried some workouts at home. I lost 15 pounds and literally was stuck. And I just looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you're just meant to be that way. There's nothing that can change you. I had given up. So it was
so many people feel that way, right? Like so many people feel that way. They try and try and it's not working. And you just sort of resign yourself to like, I guess this is just how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. So I had just basically given up, and then I started seeing my kids gaining weight. And then there's a lot of guilt with that. And, living this convenience kind of lifestyle, it was just terrible. And I knew I had to get myself out of that situation. And I had been seeing these little colored containers online and I was like, okay, what is that? I need that. I feel like in my head, I knew how to eat, but I just didn't have the desire, first of all, and then a plan. And that's what really had changed my life, is just having a plan. And I saw my now coach post something on social media, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I need to. I don't care how long it's going to take. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm basically desperate, for a change. And I had this really innate desire to change and show my kids a better way and my family a better way and just get out of that rut.
That's so important too, because one, you have to recognize one that you want to and need to change, right? And you have to have that desire and that passion, and you have to be willing to say, I don't care how long it takes. I get the question all the time. Well, how long were those results? How long did it take to get there? And if you say 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, all of a sudden people are like, well, I don't want to wait that long. Well, the results don't happen overnight. So many people want it instant gratification. We're so used to it. So I love that you're saying, you were like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm going all in because something has to change. So did you start with 21 Day Fix? I'm assuming because in 2016, that's where the containers were at.
Yes, I did start with 21 Day Fix. My
Okay.
coach suggested that, and I was honestly very scared. I was like, I'm scared. I don't know if I can do those workouts. And she's like, you know what? The thing I love is they're 30 minutes. And that kind of played in my head over and over. And I was like, okay, I'm going all in. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in and just dive into those workouts. And yeah,
And how
they
was
were
it? Were
hard.
you following Cat? Were you following the modifier? What were you doing with the workouts?
I kind of felt like I followed her, and then also, regular too.
Okay.
So the first day I remember I didn't have any weights. I literally got water bottles.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and I remember it was so hard. I don't remember if I had to stop. Like, I know I had to stop, but I couldn't complete the minutes, but I did what I did. I stopped and then I kept going. I'd hear your voice, just keep going. You could do anything for a minute. And, those type of affirmations that you would give in the workout every day were just something that just helped me every single time I pressed play. So it was hard. That first week was pretty brutal.
It's brutal for everybody, no matter where
Yeah,
your fitness level is. So it doesn't
yeah,
matter who you're following. Like, you watch us all struggle.
right. It was hard, but I was like, I got to keep going.
Yes.
And yeah.
So talk to me a little bit of what's the food bit? What was the food like for you? Like, what was your eating like before you started it? You said there was a part of you at one point that didn't totally care about. You were just like, oh, I don't really want to think about it. So once you started using the containers, how was that for you?
Yeah. So we're a busy family, 3 kids, and I felt like I was just kind of living this convenience lifestyle. I remember sometimes not even eating fruits and vegetables that day because I'd be like, I'm saving them for the kids. I don't know what that mindset is about, but we do that. And going through the drive-through, I don't have time. I don't have energy. So our eating was terrible. And I knew in my head, I knew what to eat, but I just didn't do it. I don't know.
Okay.
And when I got the
Oh, wait, you just went mute.
container,
Are you there? You just cut out a little bit. Say that part
oh,
for me one more time.
shoot.
You got the container. Nope, I got you back. You
Okay.
got the containers, and what happened?
Okay. Yeah. So I had my little plan and I think I did plan A because when I went to Beachbody online, they had I don't know, a questionnaire, and if it said I had a ton of weight to lose to go to that plan. And that's what I did. And it was hard. It was an adjustment, but I didn't have like so much overwhelming feelings about it because it was simple. Here's what you eat every day. These are the containers. This is what you put in them, and I didn't go full on meal prepping. Now I know what the meal prepping game is, but then it was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to use chicken and brown rice and this pasta. And I made lots of recipes from the blog, from the Fixate show, everything. That was just my new way of eating. And if my family didn't like it, well, I don't know. They were going to eat it. But you know what? Every single recipe I made, they loved. And every single meal that I had made them, they were starting to learn. And eat like that and just wanting that. And they all benefited from it. They all lost weight. They were getting healthier. You know,
That's
it
amazing.
was just an amazing thing.
It's really interesting that you brought up the meal prep thing, because I've heard a lot lately people being like, well, ultimate portion fix sometimes intimidates people because they don't want to have to meal prep.
Yeah.
And what I remind people about all the time is like, look, when the containers first came out, it was food lists. It was literally like, here's reds, here's yellows, here's greens. And we didn't talk about meal prepping. It was just like, pick foods from the list and eat it. But just because now we talk about meal prepping, people let it get into their head like, oh my gosh, there's so much work that has to go behind this and I can't do it. And I explain to them all the time how meal prepping means something different to every single person. And even for me, it means something different just depending on the week, right? Like how busy my week is. Sometimes I'm just stocking the fridge with the food list items, and other times I'm making recipes. So like not letting it slow you down, not letting the idea of meal prepping stop you from using it.
Exactly.
Is really important. And then over time you learn, right? Like over time you're like, oh, I get it. Now I can make recipes too.
Right. So yeah, for lunches it was more like, here's my little list of things and I'm just going to put meals together. And then dinners I had like a plan. So yeah, you don't always have to have everything prepped. You just have a plan.
Yes.
And I got to say, the first 21 days I lost 9 pounds and 9 inches. And that just kind of had me hooked, you know. I was like, I got to keep going. And my coach just kept inviting me to more challenges. And I did, I don't know, several rounds of 21-day fix before I moved on to extreme.
Okay.
And then I did some other Beachbody programs mixed in there. And I think before 1 year was over, I had lost 100 pounds. So
amazing.
It was
absolutely just amazing. Like, and that's what it is, right? Like you follow a program, you start to see results.
Mm-hmm.
It's that little bit that gives you that encouragement to keep going. Yeah. Now, at any point, because you've been doing this for a while, have you hit plateaus?
Oh yeah, I did hit a plateau. I think it was about, I got to say, okay, well, 80 Day Obsession came out last year, right, in January. And for the year before, was that right?
2018.
2018, yes. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been like a year and a half now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so for about 6 months, I think before that, I had lost 107, no, 115 or something like that. And I was like stuck, completely stuck. And I kind of went, you know, you kind of go through little phases sometimes with your meal planning or meal plan, I guess. And I was like, you know, I don't know what to do now, but I have a big goal, and 80 Day Obsession was coming out. And I went back and forth in my own head and just asking other people, like, what plan should I do? I've been on A for this long. What do you think if I move to maintenance? What would happen? And I just went for it. I heard all your videos saying if you have the last 5 to 10 to lose, maintenance might be for you. And I gotta say, 80 Day Obsession completely changed everything. The time nutrition, that brought me out of the plateau. I lost 7 pounds, which brought me to my half my body weight goal. Like I lost 100, over 122 pounds total with Beachbody. And that program just took away my mindless eating, my emotional connections, everything. And I was never hungry. It was magic. Like, Autumn's a genius here with the with all the but it's true.
It's so important though. I asked you that question very specifically for a reason, because so many people hit a plateau and automatically they're like, oh, it doesn't work anymore. And then they stop. And really it's just that. It's like you're climbing a mountain, right? And you get to like the level part. And really it's like you should just embrace that level part because you're about to climb the mountain again. And that's exactly what you have to do, is when it starts to get maybe a little too easy, it's time to step it up. It's time to challenge yourself again, right? So you went from 30-minute workouts to hour-long workouts. You changed the nutrition up a little bit. You moved on to timed nutrition, still using the containers. But all of that makes a difference. But people so often, like I said, they hit this plateau and they're just like, well, I guess that's as far as I go. instead
Yeah.
of just pushing forward to the next thing. So 80 day is what helped you get to that last little part and hit the half your body weight goal.
Yes.
So from 2016 to now, you've lost how much?
122 pounds. I mean, if you're counting Beachbody, that's what I lost.
Right.
But I guess from the beginning, which was 250 pounds, so I guess lost like 126, 27 pounds. So.
That's amazing. And look, like I said, it doesn't happen overnight, right? Like 2016 ish to
Mm-hmm.
now, it takes time.
Yeah.
And there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. Can I ask you, so when were you actually having a heart attack?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's
So
the thing. Like, I thought they said I was having one. My troponin levels were elevated, which is the enzyme that releases when you have a heart attack and there's damage.
okay.
So the only why that I can explain is that God was giving me a second chance in my life. And sometimes he uses whispers and sometimes there's shouts. And that was a shout in my face, wake up.
Yeah.
Or if you're not, you might not be here.
Yeah.
And that was, yeah.
And how old were you when that happened, if I'm allowed to ask?
Okay, let me do math now. 30. So that was 2014. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I can't even do math today. Yeah, so I think 37.
Okay. So that's young.
Yeah,
so young,
30.
right? Like so young, 37 years old, and you're getting a wake up call that like if you don't change your life, you might not have a life to change.
Right.
That is powerful, and it is that moment, right? And like you said, some of us get a whisper and some of us get a shout. You got to shout. Others acknowledge it when they're getting a whisper, but it takes that moment. We all have that moment, and then it takes just saying, okay, I'm gonna do this, like, and I'm gonna go all in no matter how long it takes. I think again that's the biggest message, is that you can't think, okay, I'm gonna go all in for 3 weeks, but if I'm not at my goal weight in 3 weeks, well then I guess I'll be done, right? Okay, well I think literally your story is so amazing. Like, oh my gosh, it's just mind blowing, because I mean I've followed you for a while. You were in the Beachbody challenge, right?
Yeah, I guess it was last year.
Yeah.
I won $1,000 in the Beachbody challenge,
See,
but I just wasn't a finalist.
Yes, but I remember you being in it. I remember,
Yeah.
and like, so we've communicated. I've followed you. I've watched your story and your journey, but I didn't know about the beginning part of it, that there was this big health scare, which is just that much more amazing, because so many people would look at that and you can go one of two ways. So I think it's absolutely amazing what you've done. I think it's so inspirational. It's not just for you, it's for your family as well. Do you have any advice for anybody that's going to watch this that might be sitting there going, I don't know what to do?
I would say you have to go for it, because if you don't, you might not have a chance later to do it, and not worry about the time. And also, the how is not as important as your why. So dig deep for that why and just keep going. I remember so many of your quotes, like, how bad do you want it? 1 day at a time, 1 pound at a time. Those things were resonating in my life every day as I showed up, because it's hard, hard to keep going, hard to start. And, it's okay. People are not going to understand your journey. I've had so many eye-opening moments with people and who they are and how they can be, but you just got to develop thick skin and just keep going. It's for you and not for anyone else. And just, to be able to be here and inspire other people and show them that it is possible is just such an amazing blessing in my life. And I'm just very thankful for this journey in Beachbody and your programs. And I also did hammer and chisel in there as well, which really gave me the love for lifting. So
awesome.
it's just amazing. I love it. Get it
Well,
turned
like
in.
I said, I think you've done an amazing job. Obviously, keep it up. Keep inspiring everybody. Can you tell us what your Instagram handle is so that if people want to follow you and follow your journey and look to you for motivation, where can they
Of
find
course.
you?
It's Adri Brainerd. So it's ADRIBRAINARD at or 77. Sorry.
She's given us her email
That's
if y'all want to
basically my
email her.
name. My name is Adrian Brainerd, so it's just kind of my nickname, Adri, and then Brainerd77.
Okay. So if you guys want to follow Adrienne, you can follow her there. There's lots of motivational things. If you want to see her before and after pictures, they're all posted on her Instagram account. I'm going to grab one from there and share it in my story as well. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. Super powerful. Keep it up, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Autumn.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Appreciate it.